talk a little bit about the defense providing the offense tonight. Thanks.
Well, if you put that in perspective, as what I told you guys just now, the defensive part of the game was a little worrying at times in the previous games, but you could see once we're good on the ball, we're solid, and we have a good defensive organization and good defensive structure, it's hard to score goals against us. And if you play the way we do, especially in the second half, a few moments we should have taken more advantage of the moments that we created. And then you feel also, even though the confidence is growing, you feel a certain tension within the game, because like you all remember the game against Cincy, where it's a win game, or the quality in the first half against Charlotte, which was very high. A little anxious maybe if they do get one back on the scoreboard, but that just went out of the game again, and we controlled it until the end, which was a good thing to see.
Matt, right over here. Front row.
Hey Coach, Matt Mangum, New York Soccer Journal. Congrats on the win.
Thank you, Matt.
Obviously, you guys get 3 goals off corner kicks today from analysis by Maxi Morales.
Yeah.
Was that a part of the game plan at all? And just Maxi Morales, talk about his performance as well.
Well, it's part of every game and every game plan, because we put a lot of emphasis on set pieces as well, especially when you play games that are very close to each other, very tight games. Set pieces can always make the difference. And we've experienced a couple of moments in the recent games where it didn't go our way, because then the set piece would make the difference not in our advantage. And today was a good thing to see that the quality of the delivery was very high, but also the movement in front of the goal, because we see these movements in training like every week. So I'm so happy for Raul and for Thiago, especially because they have the quality. They were so close so many times, and today they got it done.
Michael, followed by George.
Coach, Michael Batista, the Cup.us.
Hi, Michael.
Just want to ask you, what was your reaction to the support tonight? 500 away fans up in the corner, sometimes louder than the Red Bull fans at times. What was that like for you guys? How much of a momentum booster was that for you?
It's fantastic. I'm lucky that I've experienced one more moment in last season as well, in the away game. And I knew going into that game there was a lot of people that support us would rather not come to this stadium, and did come, and they saw a fantastic game last season, and I hope they enjoyed us today again. But we are very well aware of the position we take in their lives also, and it's something I addressed also going into this game, making sure that we realize what this means for our fans, but also the phase that we're in, because every time you're close, but the coin fell the other way. And it was good to see that the coin fell our way today, and that the energy was there, and the chemistry was there with the fans in an away stadium like here was a good thing to see.
George?
Coach George from NYCFC, congrats on a win.
Thank you, George.
Now that you're kind of you're going to obviously have a little more games than the rest of the people because you're still in the tournament.
Yeah.
How are you going to deal with the depth and making sure everybody's still getting everything going before the big break?
Yeah.
Before the big break comes.
Yeah, that's the main question. That was the main question going into this stretch of games anyway, so it doesn't change. But at this level, you want to be competitive and as long as possible. And we're very clear on our goals in a tournament like the Open Cup. So that's very clear, but it has to be managed, obviously. We have enough bodies, we have enough players, but you also have to make sure that the guys that fulfill the key roles within the team stay fresh and good enough in order to compete in these games every time. So that is on us. There's also a great responsibility with the players themselves, and that is something that we've emphasized in last season already, what it takes in order to play between 40 and 50 games, which is in the big leagues in Europe is a very normal thing. So for guys to have played their 11th or 12th game since we started the competitive games is not such a big deal. Just make sure you're ready. A lot of emphasis on your recovery and making sure that you're available for the next game again.
Jonathan, followed by Jake.
Hey Pascal, Jonathan Mack in New York.
Hi,
Thanks for the
Jonathan.
time and congrats on the win.
Thank you.
I just wanted to know your thoughts on Malachi Jones' first half performance. I think he made his first start in about 2 years.
Yeah.
And then could you talk about your thinking behind the substitution as well, taking him off after the first half?
Well, the second part of your question is an easy one because we still have to be creative in order to get Malachi to the level where we think he should be before he starts competing for 90 minutes or even 90 plus. But I'm very excited from what I've seen in the first half, apart from the moments I've already seen in training since preseason. But today is such a big game as this one, to see Malachi with the qualities that he has and can bring to the game. It was phenomenal to see this. He was so happy, obviously, because he was only allowed to play 45. We had to take him off. And I said, I was almost ready to pick a fight with the medical staff to keep him on longer, but health comes first, obviously. And but this looks promising. I hope he stays fit and available, and that we can enjoy Malachi for a very, very long time. He has very special qualities. He's a special player.
We'll go with Jake, followed by JR.
Hey Pascal, Jake Nissen, New York Post. This was the first time that New York City has beaten the Red Bulls in an elimination game. Obviously, a lot of that predates your time here. But just what does that mean, and as someone that's in the role that you're in, and yeah, just the rivalry.
Well, it comes back to the question your colleague asked behind you. I'm very happy for the team, obviously, but I'm also very excited. I'm very happy for everybody that loves our club and the fans that were here today, but also the fans watching the game. End of the day, we play the game for them. So being part of this this historic moment, as you mentioned, is a good thing. I hope we beat them many more times at home, but also here. But also looking at the phase that we're in, like I discussed with you guys just now, it's also a huge moment for the team to feel the emotions of a win again, and hopefully it will help us get back on our feet also in the MLS.
JR, right in front.
Hey Coach, JR DeBart, Blue City Radio. Nico Cavallo gets to start today at
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Can you talk about your decision to start him and overall what your thoughts were?
Yeah, I'm the same as what I said about Malachi, in the sense of happy that Nico was able to help the team like he did, but the level and the quality he brought to the game today is a result of his patience and hard work in training. You guys also know that this is his second year with the club. He came from college, had some difficulties in his availability last season. He had a very good preseason. And he had to wait this season again because Kevin O'Toole is the #1 left fullback. He brings a lot of quality to the game as well, but to see what Nico was able to bring in this game and the phase that we're in as a team, that was very, very impressive. I asked Kevin O'Toole after the game what he thought about his performance, and he said it was fantastic. And I said it was almost fantastic, because he should have killed that moment off and given us the 4th goal. Then it would have been fantastic. But nevertheless, he's forgiven for tonight.
Final one, we'll go with Roberto.
Hi Pascal. Two things if I can. One, have you ever seen a game where you saw basically 3 identical corner kick goals like you guys scored tonight? And then on the other, how much joy does it bring you that defensively you really only gave up 2 good opportunities throughout 90 minutes?
Yeah, like I said, Roberto, I'm very happy with the defensive performance also, because as I mentioned in the previous games, there were defensive solid phases in the games, but there were individuals that either shut down for a moment or were not present for a moment, and then we concede important goals, and that wasn't the case today. As I mentioned going into this, as I mentioned earlier in this pressure, there was a moment where we're in attack, and Agu doesn't wait for the bodies to arrive in the box. So the goalkeeper picks it up and they restart very fast. And within, I think, 3 or 4 passes, they're almost in our 18 yard. But you see the moment with Raul, he wants to jump to the side in that moment, and this is part of our conversation a week ago. And you could see the hesitance after he realized, oh, that's not the best choice. I should be somewhere else. The ball was already in the middle, and it was in the back of the net. But to see how they handled their business afterwards, that was the most impressive for me, because you can whine about that moment, but there's so much playtime to go through, and how they handled that was impressive today, and it also made our defensive performance as solid as it needed to be tonight.
And as far as the goals,
Yeah, the corner kicks, I haven't seen them in my own games that I've coached, but I know that Maxi has the deliver of the service, and he can deliver these passes, and I know the qualities of the guys that made the finishes because I've seen them do it in training a zillion times. So it was only a matter of time to get it done in a competitive game.
Great, thank you everybody.